All right, fellas. Don't gather around, but find your seat. Find your seat. Let's get into it. We got a lot of stuff to cover. Blah blah blah. And yeah, let's get into it. A lot of takeaways to get into, but let's get through this game real fast because it was a stinko. But nevertheless, we got to do the business. Defense, are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, cool. All right, the court is now in order. Session, whatever. Okay, going for it on fourth down. Both times was the right move. Essentially, it was not the main reason that they lost for the Cowboys. It wasn't the main reason the Cowboys lost against the Cardinals. True or false?
True. There was more at hand, especially on the other side of the ball, that played a bigger role in that, and we need the aggression. It just didn't work out this time.
I do think, even though since y'all agreed, I'm still want to have my 2 cents no matter. I do think going for it though, opening play or opening drive of the game is a little. If they're at the 1, sure, but the 4, I think I'm a little okay off just taking the field goal and getting some points.
So, Justin, why do you say that? Is that more of like a start the game scenario? Is that just game like you mentioned, just because they're not at the 1, you're at the 4? Is it just is it kind of like a more of a time and moment type place? Are you
I just feel like it's
not
too
go for it on fourth down every time? There's like scenarios. Is that what
I just
your
feel
main
like
thing
it was
is, or is
too
it more
soon
of
in the
a
game that just,
okay?
especially the opening script. Let's get some momentum. Let's get some feel, like some. Even though you didn't get a touchdown, but you still got an opening drive with points, and maybe that inspires the defense a little. Probably not, but nonetheless, I think the only way this defense is going to be helped carry along is if you get a lead, and that's the whole point of the not deferring or getting the ball first is let's get a lead, let's open the game rather than just because what good is, oh well, they get to start at they gotta go 96 yards, cool, they'll do it probably. So
Yeah, it's something that isn't really talked about, which is the psychological factor of having points on the board and not having a goose egg, especially just to start the game. I always think that's something that's forgotten when it comes to football, and these nerds and their spreadsheets try to run the game. But the reason I kind of brought it up is because Troy Aikman and I guess and Joe Buck were big on going for it on fourth down in the second half. But I would feel very hypocritical if I were to agree with him at that point, and even to agree with Justin, like how he made some good points just to bring it up on this point. I would feel very hypocritical because I think the entire previous episodes on this podcast, I was saying like you got to go for it every time, but maybe I might need to walk that back. But nevertheless, it sounds like the prosecution made a good point. So point for me,
Finally.
0 points for difference.
y'all both agreed. I was just
I know.
presenting a different argument. That's all. Because I
True,
don't really have
but
an issue too much with the second half ones. It's more so dude, it's the first half, and how one week you're gonna be like, oh, I trust the defense, and then the next week you're gonna be, well, I don't trust them from the gate, so I'm gonna go for it. I don't know.
Yeah, no, but I think you bring up a good point, and I think it was right that we covered it. Okay, moving on to point 2. Bland got embarrassed on Monday night, but there should be bigger ire or wrath for Jake Ferguson, who is not only stinky on Monday, but he's been stinky all season. Rudy, do you think he was skating too much, and do you think Bland got most of the hate?
I don't understand the prosecution's argument. Like, who are we more mad at? There's enough vitriol to go around for everyone. I mean, Ferg obviously deserves a ton of blame. That fumble was atrocious, and it definitely affected your momentum. Bland has been a turnstile since he's gotten healthy. I don't think that you can pass the Bland blame onto Ferg. Bland deserves his own hate. Plenty of it, too. He robbed the Bank of Jones.
So okay, well, think about it this way. Let's just say at minimum they get a field goal off his fumble. And then, if I'm not mistaken, the next possession they got the ball back without the defense giving up points.
Off the top of my head, I don't exactly remember.
Because I think no, yeah, exactly, they did because that was the block punt. Not to say that that would happen in that way. Like it's obviously not going to happen the same way. They're not going to block the punt, but the defense did get a stop, and that theoretically would have tied the game if Ferguson, dude, he walked right into the fumble, Rudy.
Oh, but here's my thing: is that Ferguson fumble stalled that drive. Bland getting beat on every third down, on second down, on every down extends every single drive the Cardinals had. It's and it didn't just happen with the Cardinals. It's been all year. So Ferg's fumble, yeah, it does mess up one possession, but Bland's coverage messes up the entire game.
You wouldn't say same could be said about Ferg all year?
I would.
Yeah. So my thing is,
why
Rudy,
would you say
Bland's,
that about?
I feel like Bland's. This is his worst game, and
Here's the thing: is
I don't
that
think
if
he's
you
been
wanna
bad
go,
all season, like you mentioned. Ferg, on the other hand, man, he's had drop passes, he's dropped touchdowns. Yeah, like you said, he's fumbled the ball. I mean, the defense is food, no matter if Bland's playing well or not. If Ferguson, the offense is your hope, and if that man's costing you points or costing you possessions, I feel like that should be brought up. His contract and him being signed should be brought up just as much as Bland is brought up, and I feel like Bland got a lot of hate after this game.
I think Bland's deserved hate all year, to be honest. And I don't think that the thing is, me saying that Bland's play deserves its criticism does not negate the criticism that Ferg deserves as well. His hands have been bobbling, but to also pretend that, and I know a lot of them are dump offs and quick rollouts and just drop it to him, but someone who's been reliable for the mass majority of the season, now's the time to turn and that fumble's horrendous. The fumble is horrendous, but no, trust Bland's impact on our defense. Like this is a defense with Bridges and Elam out there, and OCs are like target Bland because he is the worst. Do you know how bad that is? Where Bridges isn't your target on defense. So no, I don't think it really compares, to be honest.
I'll give you the point, Rudy, but it's more so of I think it's more so of my vitriol towards Duran at the moment, with all due respect to him.
Oh, I know you're not the biggest fan of the tight end either, so I appreciate the point.
Disgusting, but I put that on myself and I'll make it a better argument. All right, point number 3 in the final one of the recap. Second half was more of the same. But I would argue that the Cardinals didn't shut the door completely. However, the Cowboys O-line did. Yeah, Rudy, what do you think? Do you think the game was over or as soon as the second half started and the Cardinals scored, or do you think the Cowboys kind of got in their own way?
Well, I mean, technically, you were still in it late. You were down 10 when Javonte Williams fumbled. Yeah, it was really your offensive. Dak had no time, man. He got hit. He was on the ground for the mass majority of the game. Yeah, your offensive line was atrocious. Terrence Steele is god awful. Yeah, that put the nail in the coffin. Just unguarded or what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Just we couldn't block to save our lives.
So it sounds like you agree with me, and I just want to rephrase it this way. You would say like the Cowboys still had hope up until that Javonte Williams fumble. You would say like, yeah, we still have a shot to win this, because I'm not sure what everyone else thought. I would have a feeling that everyone else thought like, nah, the game was well over, but I don't agree with that. So
I get that sentiment, but no, you were down 10, you were moving the ball. I think there was still like 7 or 8 minutes left. It was
5. It was 4:40 when Williams fumbled. 4:46.
Okay. I mean, but you still had your
timeouts.
Yeah, it wasn't technically over. I mean, like, I know the emotion of a Cowboy fan, and especially when you get down late and you haven't looked good defensively all game. I know the emotion says we're out of it, it's over. You technically weren't out of it, man. Like, you could have made that comeback, but I think the offensive line hampered you, and yeah, the Javonte fumble ended everything.
Killed it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think too. If he just goes down, I mean, I think he would have to kick the field goal at that
Mm-hmm.
point. And you have, I think, what the defense only gave up. I know. Let me grade on a curve, but the defense only gave up 7 points the second half, right? Or am I making that up?
It was 10, all in the third.
10.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, first two possessions they give up 10 and then they made kind of stops the rest of the way. So I do think if he just goes down and is not fighting for extra yards, which sorry, hard to say that in the moment. Revisionist history. But I do think they at least get the ball back or a chance to tie the game, perhaps. But yeah, O line was not. O line said, "Nope, we will not aid in this cause." Especially since the whole how they got in this boat with the offense. I feel like is every how many drives got killed by a holding penalty? Two, and you only had three the first half.
I think it was only one technically, but they didn't make their job any easier. That's for sure.
Okay, so 33% of your drives. What one of three is 33%?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the grant like percentage wise, that's not the great. No, that is still big. 33% of your drives in the first half gets killed because of a holding penalty. That's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. That's inexcusable to me. I feel like the biggest culprit of the game, and obviously people want to point at the defense. I think the biggest culprit is O line.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, like, yeah, I agree. Well said. All right, let's get into the takeaways. So none of us expected this L. If we looked at last week's episode, we all kind of we did take the Cowboys, and we all expected a W. But I would say I'm more disappointed that the offense looked just as lost as they did in Denver. Um, and I would say that had me whatever right here. The fact that they weren't able to put their Denver performance behind them, which is what I was most looking forward to. When I said last episode, I think that was most disappointing. So even if we lost like a shootout, I almost in a way I would have been cool with it. But I would say that the offense's performances was most disappointing on Monday night.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. I think the one thing that we've said is pretty much a given is that your offense has to and will come through throughout the season. And we know that, there's always a game each year where you're not playing up to that standard. A bounce back would have been nice. You were under a ton of pressure both games. Dak couldn't get settled into the pocket. And honestly, the run game has met some opposition it was not facing at the beginning of the season. So that I do think it has more to do with the offensive line play than anything else. But yeah, kind of rough the last 2 weeks. No bounce back yet.
Yeah, I'll give it that.
All right, so point number 5. The Cowboys are now 3-5-1 with 8 games left. We've under Coach Schottenheimer, we've had back-to-back losses before back-to-back wins. We all know the hand that Coach Schottenheimer was dealt to start the season. We all know what the defense looks like. Having said that, just about halfway through the season, I would say at 3-5-1, I would say Schottenheimer has let himself down. Probably should have gotten a back-to-back win at some point. What do you think, Rudy? Do you think that's a fair statement, or do you think I'm being too harsh?
I don't think you're being harsh. I mean, we've seen this offense under Mike McCarthy be a top 5 offense many a year in his tenure. Not to say that our offense has been, atrocious this year, but as we just mentioned, we've had some games that are subpar. The defense, we do know that obviously Micah was traded, and that does impact. I can't obviously it's not a mark against Shoddy, but I would also say on the side that he focuses on the most, getting an addition like George Pickens, there hasn't been many Cowboys head coaches that end up with big signings or big trades. So I think he'd say it's been disappointing. I think that's fair criticism, to be honest.
Well, true. But are both of y'all throwing dirt on the season already?
I mean, I've kind of felt that way for a while. We have made some acquisitions in the last 24 hours that make things a little brighter, but I would still say it's almost
What?
time to. I don't know.
What?
It's
Before we get into that question, Justin, I kind of wanted to look at what Schottenheimer as a coach overall, but maybe if we don't have
Well, I
anything else to
guess
say, then
the
we
way
can get
I
into it.
was trying to get to it is, I mean, what year was that? Would that have been?
You're talking about the Amari Cooper trade when
Yeah,
they
they
were
were 3-5 that year. So
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, not to say that they got that in them, but do you think it's fair to say that, he was a failure this year when considering, what was that, Jason Garrett's second to last year?
I don't remember.
No, I feel like he had another, I don't know, a couple more years left after that. But go ahead, keep getting into
Yeah,
it. Okay,
my
well,
point
I would
is,
say
like, I mean, that tie low key technically doesn't. The tie technically kind of keeps them in the race, more or less. Like, there's still ground to be made up, and I know people are going to argue about the schedule, but that's neither here nor there. They're going to have to win games regardless of who they're playing. But yeah, it's a little bit of a slump at this point in time, but you don't think he can rewrite the script and, have an opportunity to kind of put his stamp on the season, especially with him coming off a bye?
Yeah, so if we're looking ahead, I think I would say no, I don't think the season's over because you still have a lot more improvement to go. And I think he kind of did mention this too, and we talked about this to even start the season. This is like year 1 of 3 with Dak, so you still have years to build on with your rookie head coach. So no, there's still stuff to do. There's still stuff to accomplish this season. Now, whether it's the season over, I guess that depends on what you think is possible. Because I think the Cowboys need to get to the 9 wins to realistically look at a playoff spot. Will we all agree? So that means they have to go 6-2 in the final 8 games for the Cowboys to accomplish. So if I put that to factor, if they go 5-3, I would say the season's over. So yeah, you have a very slim margin. So I would say the season is over. We have to go 6-2 to extend into the postseason.
Let's see when the troops come back. Let me at least get one game of a sample size with.
But what would you? I mean, like if they beat the Raiders, you wouldn't say like,
well,
all right, here we go. You would still be like, all right, I got to see what they do.
They should have beat the Cardinals. Like,
well, I know, but one win isn't going to change that. I guess is my point.
Well, that's what I said. Let me theoretically, outside of Diggs, you should be getting everybody back.
Oh, you're relying on a rookie corner. You're relying on a guy who's had 2 ACLs.
Let me see. Can I see? Let me see the horse trot around the track at least one time before I put it down. Like,
no, I would have to say, look, I'm not going to, even if they win against Oakland or Las Vegas, I would have to see what they do against, they got to steal the game. And that first opportunity comes against Philly at home. So if they do that,
very doable.
Revisit that.
Very doable.
But if you're saying like I need to answer, is the season over? Yes or no? I would say, yeah. There's still stuff to accomplish, but is postseason hopes over? Yes, that's what I would say.
Hey man, like I said,
Rudy,
I don't know where you guys going next, but I am very interested to see what addition by subtraction does and what addition does.
Can you explain what you mean addition by subtraction? And I guess you offer your side of the argument of. Okay, so I kind of laid out why the season's over, why I think the season's over. Can you lay out why you don't think the season's over, other than can I wait to see what they do against Las Vegas, which is 2 weeks away? Because I don't think that's
my side of the argument is the troops are here. They're ready to go.
To me, Justin, you just bought a lottery ticket and then you're saying, bro, this could be it. This is the one. After you scratched off 30 before that.
We don't need the defense. The defense has been I'm laying down. It's all the way down there on the floor. I just need a defense. I don't need it to be all the way up to the ceiling. I just need it to be maybe at my waist. That's all I need it to be. And you don't think, okay, we got the big fish coming in, Quinnen Williams, who's gonna just revamp the entire D line. Now you got rid of Stinky. All right, let me relax. You got rid of a player on the D line, and you move everybody else down a notch. And maybe maybe Osa lives up to this contract because you got a real stud in there right next to him. And then maybe Clenny Clark isn't as washed because you got a stud next to him. We're seeing Ezra Raku. He's starting to figure it out. Having somebody else on the D line that's going to demand attention. What if he starts winning his one-on-ones? What if we stop playing Sam Williams and Clowney is now the solution? Clowney was kind of hooping against Arizona. Can we all agree? That's just the D line. So let's not mention the linebacking core. K9, you're out of here, son. He's not ever playing a single starting snap for the Cowboys. I don't care what Schottenheimer said on Tuesday about, he's still going to compete. Say what you want about the cat from Cincinnati, Logan Wilson. He's probably 10 times better than Kenneth Murray will ever be. And then I know you keep talking about the ACL, but I do think Overshown will come back in full force regardless. And he's going to have a clean lane to run because you got Quinnen Williams and Osa and Kenny Clark clearing the way. I just stay with me. And then I'm off on Biden. Hopefully both Wilson and Hooker are back in the secondary. And, I think Kalen Carson did okay. Maybe he gets more PT. Maybe Revel does something. And Diggs ultimately comes back. I can totally see it. The secondary is the only part where I really can't talk myself into. But
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of, we're going to have to see the personnel changes against Las Vegas. Like you said, is Kenneth Murray not going to play anymore?
He will not play anymore. I'm willing to go.
I don't know, man.
I'm declaring right now, Kenneth Murray will be getting the Damone Clark treatment. He will not be playing.
Yeah, I don't know. I got to see it to believe it. The only thing I agree with you that you said is that Quinnen Williams is a dude, and he's going to make life easier for Ezra Raku, who had a nice game yesterday. He's going to make the job easier for Clowney. Hopefully he gets more snaps because he had a nice game against Arizona as well. And hopefully that helps elevate Odigizua, who's kind of been missing this season. But I don't know what that does with our linebacker core. Logan Wilson, that guy was on the other worst defense in the league, which was Cincinnati.
So?
And that dude couldn't even get on the field. So now you're going to tell me he's better than Kenneth Murray? Oof, yes. I don't know about that. You're going to tell me that, I don't know. I just see two ACLs coming back, bro. I'd rather just keep that guy on the reserve and not put any expectations on him. Kalen Carson, come on now. You're supposed to hype me up with that? I don't know.
As I said, secondary I can't talk myself into. But
fair enough.
Hopefully by then, we got 2 weeks. Hopefully by then, Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker are back on the field. And,
again, we were complaining about them playing. Let's just leave the secondary with this because I don't think it's
reality. I saw reality without them, and I can't do it anymore.
Oh, brother.
Okay, can we get into the trade reaction a little bit? Because that was a big talking point coming out Monday, Tuesday. I got a 3-part question for y'all. I guess the first off is the Quinnen Williams trade was just to get butts in seats for Jerry Jones. It wasn't like a clever move or anything by him. It was just for him to sell tickets remaining of the season.
I can't believe you.
Wait. Let me finish my statement. This man Justin having no decorum in the courtroom, but nevertheless, B, it is the right move. And C, I wish they did more to trade for. There was talk about Mika Fitzpatrick. I just feel like if you're going to trade for guys, might as well trade for them because A, fuck them picks. Or I guess this is point D, fuck them picks because the front office clearly shows they don't know how to draft.
All right. What was the first part of the question?
Quinnen Williams trade. He's a dude, but it was more just for Jerry Jones to sell tickets the remaining of the season?
No, that's no. I mean,
so what is it?
Corporations
Please,
buy like half the tickets anyway. Then there's resellers. Then
oh
there's
come on,
people
don't make
coming.
that.
Okay,
Boy, you know what I mean. I'm not talking about literally. I'm saying to keep people eyes on the TV. Would you? I mean, come on.
Jerry's kept
you really
eyes
gotta give me
on
the corporate,
like way more boring teams and boring seasons, 8-8, and you never had a chance. Like, and he never needed to make a trade to keep eyes on the product. I do not think Quinnen Williams was an eyes on the product.
Does this every season?
He makes trades to keep eyes on the product every season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro. Jonathan Mingo was really attracting eyeballs there.
Oh yeah.
Well, it wasn't a football reason. It was definitely for some reason.
Oh, because he got bullied by the fan
base.
Okay,
well then why not do another Mingo level trade instead of giving away a first and actually getting a quality player in?
Because you just got blown out.
You know you're gonna have to
Monday
pay
night.
as well.
Because you're 3-5-1, which you weren't last season. Well, I don't know what you were last season.
He was in the booth with Stephen A. They were going to talk about the Cowboys anyway, and they do at the top of every hour on every show. He did not need to make a trade just to have the eyes stay on the Cowboys.
All right. Well, it sounds like I'm in the minority, but point B, it was the right move.
Yeah, I think it's the right move. I know it. I know
the
it's
price
first
wasn't
and
too
a
high.
second. It was a little steep. I would have wished it was just one first. Justin, you're shaking your head. You don't think that was costly?
Who cares about
it's
that
not
second?
the right move.
So we can draft Schoonmaker again? Man.
We've drafted good players before.
Not in the second round. Best one, Trayvon Diggs. Y'all want to get rid of him?
You want to keep him?
I do.
Yes. if my reality is Bridges and Matt Elam or Kyrie Elam, yeah, I'll keep him.
Yeah, I don't know. He hadn't had a good game this year, but the secondary is atrocious. We've talked about it. There's a spot for him, but no, right move. Going back to what Ian was saying.
And point C, I wish they did more before the trade deadline.
No, I don't wish they did more. Honestly, like, we were talking about, throwing dirt on the Cowboys, and I know Justin gave that great pipe-up speech right there, but it didn't sway me enough, and I don't think getting rid of more capital to bring in a veteran on their last leg, I don't know. I just wasn't too interested.
Why?
So,
Ian, why are you so against? Why do you think it's just a PR move? Why can't it be this is somebody that we're investing a first round pick in that's a Pro Bowl level player for a position that we suck at?
Well, my point B was it was the right move. So the reason I say it's a PR move is because I don't want anybody to think that Jerry Jones,
oh, dude, you're feeding into the media. Who cares how it happened? We still got the bell of the ball.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't want to get lost in ooh, Quinnen Williams, problem solved. Fix that shit. And front office, woo! Well, here we go. We are cooking. That's all I'm saying. You guys ain't gotta.
He under contract for 2.5 years, bro. That you tell me.
I said it was the right move. What are you yelling at me for?
You can't tell me they can't use those first round picks to.
Bro, it can be two things at once. It could be Jerry Jones saying, "Hey, look at this shiny thing. I know we just got smoked on Monday night at home, but hey, look at this." But it can also be it's the move I would have made because, like I already mentioned, they ain't doing enough with the draft picks. But I mean, I think it's ridiculous to say that's also not the reality of what Jerry Jones, why he did that, bro. I think that's it can be two things at once.
Why does it matter? Who cares? He's here. Just who cares? Micah's no longer here. So all the people talking about, I can't believe the process was this, that, and the other where you could have did that. Well, he's not here anymore. So get over it.
Because I guess my whole point is the man's still an idiot, and the front office is still an idiot. And all that being said,
You
That
still
can
have
be
a really
true.
great player.
Why can't I say that? I don't understand why I can't say that they're an idiot. Like, why does that annoy you so much? Even though I agree with you on
Because
everything else, why can't I just?
You're not outright just saying that they're idiots. You're saying that this specific move was done for attention. And while we know how thirsty they are for attention and how idiotic they are, the move to add Quinnen Williams is not that.
Boy, I disagree. And I'll keep going back to, I still think it's something that I approve of. And I also said that I would have done more at the trade deadline. So I don't know why we keep getting stuck on me just saying that guy's an idiot. I mean, I think there's more interesting things to talk about, but I don't know why we want to keep hammering.
Well, I'm just more genuinely surprised you even brought him up, quite honestly, of whether or not Jerry got a brain for football. I just didn't know that I was just a bit perplexed coming from the prosecution that he had aimed the gun.
I mean, I tried to sandwich it with two other points, but clearly that drove both of you guys off sides. You guys rather talk about that than the other 2 points I made. But, so you point at me, but I can point at you.
I'm just saying, I was just a little bit surprised. Am I making this up?
Again. I don't know what to tell you, man.
I thought everyone was at a consensus there. Didn't know it needed to be said.
Well, apparently if I do say it, oof, we got something to talk about.
I just felt like it was wasted breath when regardless of we made, hey, look, did I get you from point A to point B is all that matters, quite honestly, in my book. When dealing
I think I lost you trying to get from point A to point B to point C.
Well,
my goodness.
My point is, Jerry,
I don't think you have a point.
Jerry and them got you a player that could play. And, I think he kind of put a little bit of a bit. Like, look, there's still a whole lot of work to be done.
See?
No one's throwing a parade just yet, okay? And, this is a two. Remember a couple of episodes ago when I said I had a 4-step plan to fix this defense?
What step?
Who's to say this wasn't step number 1?
You're the one who's supposed to say or not say what step it is. It's your plan.
Well, who's to say that this wasn't step number 1? So there's still a lot of work to be done. There's still a lot of work to be done. Huh?
Was this step 1?
Yeah. I literally said trade for an impact player. And that was step number 1.
Fair
so
enough.
who's to say that me and Jerry ain't on the same wavelength?
Oh. God. Do you, Justin? You didn't answer this part. Do you think they should have made more moves? I mean, Minkah Fitzpatrick was brought up. I kind of thought that was something I would have liked to see.
Well, let me ask you this: does it cost me George Pickens if I trade for Minkah, considering he has a pretty not small contract?
Okay. Yeah, that's something I didn't know about. If it costs you George Pickens, then I would say no. I mean, I don't know the situation, but if you're saying you get him, but you lose George Pickens, I would say no, don't do it then.
Because I think Minkah too, like I would have been okay with Minkah Fitzpatrick because he would have been under contract for a couple of years, which is A-okay with me. Despite maybe people think he's washed or whatever, this, that, and the other. But I think I would have been okay with that. But I would have been curious how much it would have cost because I don't think Miami, gave up like a second or something for him. They gave up and traded away like Jonnu Smith, which say what you want about him, but he kind of hooped for them last year. But so I don't think Fitzpatrick would have just been like a 5 if that's what you're alluding.
Like a what? Like a fifth?
Oh, like a 5th. I don't think he would have been like that. I think it would have been like what?
If it would cost, third? I don't know. If he cost, if he did cost that, I would have been fine with that, bro. Because like we've kind of bantered around, but I think one thing that we haven't really said outright, but I think we all would agree with is that this front office can't draft. And I'm not just talking about the old man. I'm talking about management begins with Will and ends with McClay. And I just don't think they can draft. So might as well just, trade all your picks for your actual veterans because you are on a 3-year window with Dak. And I still think, like, bro, just build your team with dudes that you know can play.
How about this? Let's say they draft this year or whatever, use the 4 or 5 picks they have remaining, and they do another like George Pickens like move where they trade 2027 second or third round pick for a I don't know, whatever they don't get in the draft to fill the position of need. You think that's okay, considering that you already agreed that like the season's over anyways, or you've already said the season's over anyways. So what if they just move the timeline for this additional player to the offseason, kind of around the same window where, you still draft, but you also, add another player for what this Minka Fitzpatrick move would have been anyways, would be for 2026.
Yeah, if you're getting a veteran player that's played in this league that can prove that, or let's prove that he's played and they're staying around for the next year and maybe even a year after that, then I say, yeah, do it.
So then it would have been okay. Then
the
story isn't completely written then. Not to say that there's do that.
You're talking about the George Pickens like move in the offseason?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Okay. Yeah, I would be very pro into that if they do that at the end of the season. Say, do it again and then keep doing it because, like I said, it's a 3-year window until Dak's contract ends. So.
Yeah, because I'm cool with throwing away all the money right now. I don't really care. Like Pickens, at minimum, he's getting a tag in my book. I don't.
Yeah.
Especially if we only got 2 more years of Dak after this.
After this year, yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, who cares about the money? Well, the chickens have come home to roost for you, my man Rudy, because if I remember correctly, you were saying that Jaden Daniels and Dan Quinn were going to revolutionize the sport.
Oh, whoa, slow down. Jesus Christ. No, I didn't say they'd revolutionize the sport. I said they'd make the playoffs.
Well, their chances of that are just as good as dead. So, and yeah, I think it's fully on both of those players, or both the player and the coach, quite honestly.
I mean, that makes sense. Jaden didn't score enough, and Dan Quinn allowed too many points to his former team in Seattle.
I think Justin's...
go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay, I was going to say, I think Justin's point was, Dan Quinn didn't save that man from himself, but also Jaden Daniels, there's 5 minutes left in the game. Why are you trying to take on tacklers at this point of the game? So both... I don't even know who's the bigger buffoon in that situation.
Oh, it's not even that one play. They're getting scrapped.
Okay, because that was my main thing that game. Because I think I even said something of, I don't know who the bigger buffoon is, either Dan Quinn or Jaden Daniels. But
you're letting Coach Bro escape blame too. The greatest line.
I mean, he's not going to tell Jaden. I guess my main point is why is Jaden Daniels in the game with 5 minutes left, down 30? So that's my main point. Coach Bro, I mean, we all know his shtick. After one season, his offense gets old. So yeah, I mean that's a different conversation. The point I'm trying to make, which is why is he still in the game?
You know what that does real quick though is confirm a conversation we had after the Cowboys and Commanders game when I said that if Jaden Daniels was able to play, Coach Quinn would have put him in, and you said no. They knew it was over. They knew it was over. Here they are down 30. Yeah. No, it's further confirmation. But I don't know what the hell the Commanders are doing. An absolute disappointment that Justin had the foresight to predict all along. So credit to you. But that game against the Seahawks was atrocious. I mean, a horrendous display of athleticism on the Commanders' part. But hey, I did say Seattle. They got a little something, and they showed it. So I'm not all wrong.
Well, Rudy, I was going to say I'm glad we can agree that, we shouldn't fall for the latest NFL fad, but you just fell for another one. So
the same trick that Sam Darnold pulled last year.
Yeah.
Looked good in the regular season.
Don't be fooled. I have a sneaky suspicion that these Seahawks are not going to do much of anything, quite honestly.
You don't think Rashid Shaheed turns the tide for them?
No, I don't think so. This isn't. I know he a fantasy football favorite, but I don't subscribe to that type of metrics over here.
Is this their head coach's second year or third year?
I believe
Seattle's
it's
guy.
third.
Third? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I would say that his defense has always been good, but that didn't really matter with the Vikings last season with Sam Darnold because they still got spanked against LA. So even though I would say I don't think it is as fatty, or the Seahawks playing well isn't a fad, Justin, but I also would say I'm not sure if it matters because the Vikings had a good defense last season and that didn't really matter.
We saw the formula how they're going to lose against the Texans. I mean, the Texans just sucked, so it didn't really matter. But, man, they tried so hard to Sam Darnold tried so hard to let the Texans back into that game. And, I think it's going to happen again. He has that bug. He just can't not turn the ball over. But, speaking of another gentleman that has that bug, Mr. Daniel Jones, 5. And I know, one game, but the Colts front office thinks that he's a person worth investing in, so much so that they broke the bank for a quarterback. But Ian, I feel like you have before we get into that, I feel like you have a soapbox to meander about everyone's latest fad in the entire league, not just the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, which is trashing teams that invest in defense, because why would you do that? Because it doesn't amount to anything. Well, we just saw why it matters, because they were able to get a W over the hottest team in the NFL, which is the Colts. So shout out to the Pittsburgh Steelers for investing in defense and showing why it matters, that there's not only one way to win, which is a high-flying offense. You can also win with a solid defense. Well, now that's really matter for Pittsburgh the last 10 seasons. But nevertheless, it was highly entertaining. And like I said, there's other ways to win. And I was happy to see them curb stomp the hottest team in the NFL. And also, Justin, the other thing is, too, they did it. Indianapolis finally had to play an outdoor game, which is why we should always have outdoor stadiums in the NFL, even though we're pushing and trending into another topic. And I'm definitely on my soapbox now, but this is why outdoor football matters, because otherwise you have the likes of Daniel Jones and the Indianapolis Colts running the narrative in the NFL, which is just disgusting. And defenses won't have a chance. They always have a chance, but we're going to be sucked into this boring conversation of high-flying offenses if everybody's playing in the indoor stadium. So shout out to you, Pittsburgh, and thanks for keeping it real.
Are you willing to double down and say the Steelers will win the division?
Yeah, because who else is going to win it?
Well,
looking at that.
Lamar is back, and the 3-5 Ravens can.
Oh, boy, nah, bro. I've been believing in the Ravens for way too long. These last few seasons, I don't see it. I believe in the old man A-Rod and the TJ and the aging defense, the ageless defense, should I say? No, I think Pittsburgh's got the division. They have a nice lead, even though they blew that last season too with a 5-0 start. So a lot of stuff, I don't know. But no, I believe in Pittsburgh.
Let me ask both of y'all this. Who is more susceptible to miss the playoffs? The Ravens or the Chiefs?
The Ravens.
The Ravens. Easy.
Sure about that?
Yeah.
The Chiefs are like third in their division right now.
Yeah, but I would say I don't believe in
their defensive tackle. I trust their defense more than I do the Ravens right now.
And I would say the teams ahead of them, Justin, in their own division, I don't think that'll last in the second half of the season. What is it, Denver and LA?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well,
Denver hasn't played KC yet, have they?
Who?
Denver has not played KC yet.
They have not.
They?
But they always play them
there's
tough.
2 games to swing it. And Denver hasn't been very convincing. They've just been except for when they play the Cowboys. But they they've been winning a lot lately, or late in the fourth quarter. So I just don't think that's sustainable. So
I'm gonna hitch my wagon to the
see.
Ravens in that. I think the Chiefs not making the playoffs.
That's a bold statement. I don't think I could join you on that.
Okay, so here we go. I'll run you through. So out of the AFC East, we could all agree that both the Bills and the Patriots will make the playoffs. So that's one wild card spot.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Wild card spot number 2. The Jags already have a tiebreaker over the Chiefs. And
who
a better
else?
record.
Oh, the Colts. Okay, yeah.
And so you're telling me between the Chargers and the Broncos and the Ravens that they're going to beat out all of those teams for one spot?
The Chiefs, yeah.
Well, 2 spots if we're including.
Well,
both
the Chiefs ain't winning the
Broncos.
division. Come on, man.
No,
okay, fair enough.
For the wild card, yeah, I'll give that to the Chiefs.
Yeah, dude, I just don't believe in. I don't know why you're hitching your hopes to a more banged up Baltimore team who has a worse record.
The Chiefs stink, man. I don't want to hear about MVP Mahomes, this, that, and the other, blah 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 blah. They're not a good team. I am adamant on that. They are not a good team. And they've already.
But the team you're comparing them to is even worse.
The Ravens.
Yes, okay, I would say all right, if we're talking just Chargers and Broncos, I would say yeah, you have a chance.
Let's look at the Ravens schedule.
You're gonna have to because I don't see how they're gonna go on a crazy win streak.
The Ravens play the Browns, Jets, Bengals, Steelers, Bengals, Patriots, Packers, and Steelers. That seems like a pretty good schedule. Let's look at the Chiefs.
The only game that's automatic to me is the Jets. I mean, the Ravens always think up a division game, Justin. We've seen that every season. They always drop one against the Bengals or the Browns.
So the Chiefs got the Broncos, the Colts, the Cowboys, Texans, Chargers, Titans, and Broncos and Raiders. So I think their division opponents are a lot tougher than and the Chargers already have a game up on them. I know they lost their tackle again, another starting offensive lineman for the Chargers, but for whatever reason, Harbaugh got them boys on lock, at least on offense with his defense. And, I mean, the Denver always plays them tough regardless of if you think they're good or not. So the same argument can apply.
You're right, they play them tough, but they don't win. And I think Harbaugh finally won in week 1. For the first time after playing them
Staley.
4 times.
That was Staley. They couldn't beat him. I think Harbaugh has gotten him a couple times.
I don't know. Looking at it, I would say Jacksonville finishes above the Ravens in the wild card race. I mean, their schedule is equally as bad as Jacksonville, and you have the extra 2, or as Baltimore, and they have the extra 2 wins. I just don't see it with that Ravens defense.
Interesting discussion to monitor. I'm willing to make things interesting. I'm willing to hitch my wagon to them, quite honestly.
And it's time for everyone's favorite segment, the Pick'ems. Ian, why don't you let us know how we did last week?
We did all right. It's pretty competitive. Nobody made the field goal. But Rudy, you added to your lead as you came top of the week. I came in third with 6 points, and Justin, you and Rudy tied with 7 points. So that brings the total up to Rudy, 76 points total. I am at 71, and Justin, you're closing the gap onto second place with 69 points. Back to you, Rudy.
Why did you phrase a tie between Justin and I like that? I got so hyped. All right. Thursday Night Football. We've got the Raiders traveling to Denver, taking on the Broncos. Spread in that one is Raiders plus 9.5. I will go with Bo Nix and the Broncos.
Yeah, give me Denver as well.
Yep. Denver.
All right.
Wait, is Denver the home team?
Denver is the home team.
Ooh. You know what? Let's get this field goal over with. I'm also going to make that my field goal game.
Respectable. Justin, you'll have to fill me into what country we're traveling to on Sunday, as we've got the Falcons and the Colts taking place in
Germany, I think.
Germany. We've got the Colts playing host in Germany. Spreading that one is Falcons plus 6.5, and I will roll with the quote unquote overrated Colts.
Yeah, I too will take the Colts.
Yep. Give me the Colts.
All right. Moving back to the States, we've got the Browns and the Jets. They will be playing in the Meadowlands. Spreading that one is Jets plus 2.5. I'll roll with the Browns.
Yeah, I too will take Cleveland.
Yes, sir. Give me the Browns.
All right, playing some follow the leader, I see. The Saints will be traveling to Carolina, taking on the Panthers. Spreading that one is Saints plus 5.5. And I'll be rolling with Carolina.
Give me New Orleans. Let's see. Why not?
I will take the Panthers at home.
All right. Moving on, we've got the Bills traveling to Miami, taking on the Dolphins. Spreading that one is Dolphins plus 9.5. And I'll roll with the Bills.
Sadly, this isn't in September, so give me the give me the Bills.
Yeah, I would say the tropical weather might do Dolphins a favor, but we're too far gone into the season. Give me the Bills as well.
All right. Moving on, we've got the Jags traveling to Houston, taking on the Texans. Spreading that one is Texans plus 1. And I'll roll with the Texans at home plus 1.
No CJ Stroud, so give me the Jags.
Yeah, good point, Justin. I will take the Jags.
All right. Moving on, we've got the battle for purple as the Ravens travel to Minnesota, taking on the Vikings. Spreading that one is the Vikings plus 4. Give me Lamar and the Ravens.
Yeah, bring out the replacement kicker. I don't know what his name is, but I too will
Luke?
take the
Uh-oh.
Ravens.
Loop.
Doesn't matter. The Ravens will win the game.
All right.
Wait, are you making this your three-pointer?
Yeah, it is my
Okay.
people. I don't know who their kicker is, but
I will take the Vikings to cover.
All right. Moving on, we've got the Patriots traveling down to Tampa, taking on the Bucks. Spreading that one is Patriots plus 2.5. Give me Baker and the Bucks.
give me New England.
I think the Bucks had a bye week, so I will take the Bucks as well.
All right. Moving on, we've got the Giants traveling to Chicago, taking on the Bears. Spreading that one is Giants plus 4.5. And I will roll with the Bears in that one.
Well, considering they're in a dogfight with the Bengals, of all people.
Hey,
Nah,
your
give me the Bears.
division winner Steelers were as well just 1 week ago.
Hey, bro, Joe Flacco lit him up, but I don't think Dart can do the same. Give me the Bears.
Yes, sir. Give me the Bears.
All right, moving on to the 3 o'clock slate. We've got the Cardinals and the Seahawks taking place in Seattle. The Cardinals will be given 6.5 points.
Boy.
Oh, and I'm going with give me Seattle.
Yeah, give me the Seahawks.
Yes, sir. Give me the Seattle Seahawks.
All right. Moving on over to the Lions and the Commanders. This will be taking place in Washington. Spread on that one is Commanders +8. I'll roll with the Lions there.
Yep, Detroit.
Follow the leader. Give me the Lions.
Unbelievable.
Eh,
The
show me I'm not even
Rams.
telling.
The Rams will be staying in state, but traveling to Santa Clara to take on the Niners. Spread on that one is Niners +4.5. Go ahead and give me the Niners.
Yeah, who can't beat who? McVay can't beat Shanahan, or Shanahan can't beat McVay?
Last
McVay
game,
can't beat
McVay
Shanahan.
lost
Yeah,
to
give me
Shanahan.
49ers. That's what I thought.
Change of fortune. Give me the Rams.
All right. Moving on to Sunday Night Football. We've got the Steelers traveling to LA, taking on the Chargers. Spreading that one. Steelers +3. Go ahead and give me the Chargers.
Who asked for this game?
Oh, actually I was actually when I saw the promo, I was like, I'll watch this.
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't see the issue, Chief.
Give me the
It's just not a
Steelers.
marquee matchup. Like, there's no history.
All right.
I mean, we just saw them on Sunday night.
Who could forget Sean Marion pulling a terrible towel? I'm kidding.
I guess I will take. I guess I'll take the Steelers.
All right.
Wait, what did you guys take?
I
I
took
took the Chargers.
You took the Steelers, Justin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. And lastly, Monday Night Football. We've got the Eagles traveling to Lambeau, taking on the Packers. Spread on that one is Eagles +2.5. Give me Philly, and I will also trot out the kicker.
Yeah, I'll take Philly as well.
Yep. Give me Philly.
Clean sweep there. So I'm going to go ahead and extend my lead this week. Ian, Justin.
I guess anything else?
Let's get out of here.